In a time where war and civil unrest is rife throughout the world, it's nice to know that there are pockets of such beauty and tranquility hidden away. For example here, in Whitehall Gardens in London. Propeller TV came here today to meet Lady Xuelin Bates and her husband and ex-politician Michael, who have been on some incredible journeys together in the pursuit of peace throughout the world. But how did this relationship blossom?
Well, I started this walk for the Olympic truce when the Games were in London. I walked from Athens to London, which was took me about 10 months. And through that I met my wife, Xuelin, and we got married the day the Olympic truce started for London. So we very much from the start wanted to make this our life's work together, because that's how we met, and we wanted to promote peace, promote the truce, and promote greater understanding between peoples. So now we've walked through some 24 different countries and covered about 12,000 kilometres and raised about £500,000 or 5 million yen for charity.
I met Michael through his first walk in 2011 when he walked from Greece back to London, and I was so touched. You know, an English politician can give up his really lifestyle and really believe in peace and just give up everything and walk for peace. So through that walk, I went out many times, about more than 10 times, go out to meet him, support him and help him. And through his walk, we fell in love.
Walking thousands of miles for peace means that you have to make sacrifices, however. Lord Bates was a long-standing politician in the House of Commons and then the House of Lords. However, he had to give up his career in order to complete his mammoth walk.
To Michael Bates to wish him well on this long walk and to give support for the work he's done over many years for the Olympic truce. He leaves me a bit of a hole in the House of Lords where he's been doing fantastic work for the Home Office on security issues, so we wish him a good walk.
That wasn't my starting point to want to resign. Normally in British politics we get a rather long break of about 2 months over the summer period, and people use that for different purposes. But I have used it for the walks that I've done. But in order to walk from Buenos Aires, which is the host city of the 2018 Youth Olympics, to Rio would take 4 months. So it meant that I couldn't do it and continue in my job. So I had to make a choice. Do I keep my job and not do the walk, or do I give up my job and go on the walk? And I decided to give up the job and go on the walk because of our passion for the Olympic truce and because of our belief in sport as a means of promoting peace.
Michael began his most recent walk from Buenos Aires to Rio de Janeiro, a walk that took him from Argentina to Brazil, passing Paraguay and Uruguay, through many states and cities, and overall is over 3,000 kilometres in length. The walk was scheduled to take roughly 4 months and was undoubtedly a near impossible task.
We've got a 3,000 kilometre walk. We haven't walked a single kilometre yet. We've got $200,000 to raise. Everybody is telling us about the problems that we're going to face along the way. If we manage to make it out of Buenos Aires, then that would be a miracle. Right. There are sometimes when it becomes very difficult. There's sometimes that you feel that you might want to go on, but physically you can't. I'm not a young man. I'm 55 years old. The most dangerous thing that I face on the walk, apart from the traffic, is the heat. Because when it's very hot, I lose a lot of water, and if I can't find places to buy water to top it up, then I end up fainting or collapsing by the side of the road, and that has happened a few times.
However, the love and support of his wife Xuelin means that he was able to keep going.
Oh, she was fantastic. I couldn't do any of the walks without Xuelin. She's absolutely crucial to it. She goes ahead to plan the way, and she stays behind to pay the bills. And then she's become expert at looking after my feet. I know this is too much detail, but also she's a very positive person and very practical. And you need to have someone like that you can you can be with. I think we're a good team.
During this walk, there are lots of difficulties and challenges neither of us are prepared or expected. For example, this walk, in fact, originally I was only expected to go there for 2 weeks. I got a return ticket supposed to come back on the 18th of April. But since we went out of Buenos Aires, there's no accommodation within 100 kilometers. We were really surprised, so we realized without me helping him, it's just not possible for him to continue the walk by himself. So I decided, because my ticket is non-refundable, non-changeable, so I had to waste my ticket and stay there and continue to support him. But you know, there are lots of these kind of difficulties there.
Michael and Xuelin were both determined to raise £200,000 for their chosen charity, which they normally decide on the end of the trip. This time around, the money was going to UNICEF. By the end of the walk, the couple had managed to blitz their target, raising an overall total of £262,312.44. Money that was earned partially thanks to the Chinese community.
Overseas Chinese communities around the world have been fantastic. Everywhere we've gone, I don't think we've had a great deal of help from, as much as I love my country, I don't think we've had much help from the Brits or other nationalities. But everywhere we went, whether it was Buenos Aires, Rio, Sao Paulo, Curitiba, there were little Chinese communities and overseas Chinese communities who would come out and help. Before I went, the overseas Chinese communities here in London sent me off and gave me a great send-off. When I came back, they welcomed me home. The Chinese community in China donated a great deal of money. We had a team of Chinese interns who helped translate my blogs into Mandarin and post them on the web. We couldn't do it without, in many ways, the walks would probably continue without me, but they couldn't continue without Xuelin and the Chinese community.
Of course, Xuelin and Michael Bates already knew about the kindness and generosity of the Chinese people. In 2015, Michael and Xuelin decided to walk roughly 1,000 miles from capital city Beijing to just north of Hangzhou, where Xuelin was born.
Last year, that was the 70th years anniversary for the Second World War, and also it was the first UK-China culture year. So when I suggested to Michael, would you like to go to walk in China? And he said yes immediately. I was really surprised, but I was very, very pleased. At the closing ceremony in Hangzhou in the Zhejiang University, I remember very clearly Michael said, because of understanding, he do love China better. And he found it's a great country, people are so nice. And we would love to go to China to walk more in the future as well.
Some people say to me, and even young people say, oh, I could never walk 3,000 kilometers or 2,500 kilometers. And I often say to them, have you ever tried? It might amaze you. Until I was 50, I'd never walked further than 15 kilometers. And so this is a new discovery for me, and if I can do it, then other people can do it. And I just encourage people to take that approach.
This is not just a one-off. We pledged that he wants to do the walk every year and in different parts of the world, and we want to help. So, of course, we would love more people can join us, do it together, and we can make an impact and make some change.